Hello everyone, I'm Gaming Quitte, the most delicious Quitte of them all. The Persona 5 collaboration banners have been revealed and we're going to take a quick look at the units in this video. If you have any questions regarding the units, feel free to ask in the comments below or on our Discord. The link for that is in the description below. I will answer your question if you should summon right away. Yes, you have to use up everything you have, these might never come back. Now let's go. I tried to make it as short as possible, but there is a lot to talk about with these units. The first unit we will talk about is Joker. He's a Shadow Dagger, so he has to rival one of the best units in the game, Belina. So let's see if he's good. His first skill, Marking Shot, deals damage to the enemies directly ahead and fills the Persona gauge if it connects. All new units from the collab have the Persona gauge, by the way. His attack deals 7 hits of 354 shadow damage and an additional hit of 750 damage when Arsène is active. This is in total a 2478 damage in total and a whopping 3603 when Arsène is active. That's quite good, I would say. His second skill is called Phantom Barrage, which not only deals damage and fills the Persona gauge, but also reduces the enemy's strength. Normally, the attack deals 7 hits, dealing 2728 damage in total. When Arsène is active, it's just one big blast, dealing 3030 damage, reducing the enemy's strength by 20% instead of 15% like the normal attack does. This skill is also shareable, which means other units could benefit by the reduced strength effect too. His co-ability is wild and something completely new. It increases the team's attack rate by 7%. Which basically equals to not only more damage, but also filling up your skill gauge a little bit quicker. His chain co-ability isn't that wild in contrast, giving units 10% light res once their combo count is 10 or higher. His first ability, Will of Rebellion, gives Joker the Persona gauge and lets him summon Arsène instead of shapeshifting into a dragon. All of the personas that are summoned attack on their own, while you can still continue to attack with your unit. Joker also gains a 6% defense buff and his ability gives him a unique Force Strike that can be charged up. If you charge it, the Force Strike will dispel an enemy buff and fill the Persona gauge. All units from the Persona Collab use a Mana Caster, or in normal terms, a gun, when they use their Force Strike. Joker has blindness resistance and for every 30 hit combo his energy level goes up by 1. I think Joker is a pretty good unit and he's worth it for the co-ability alone. I don't think he can kick off Belina from the Shadow Dagger throne simply because he doesn't have a buff dispel on his first skill like she does. His skills hit harder than hers though, but her skills are pretty spammable. I think if everything, Joker is probably very good to run alongside her in co-op or even in solo since they have different co-abilities. So basically I would say, looking cool Joker! Next up is Mona. Monafide Bonafide. Mona is a Windsword unit and I will just say you will absolutely need Mona in the future. Here's why. Using Mona's first skill turns him into a card. It deals damage and fills the Persona gauge. You can also change directions while using the skill. When Arsène is active, this skill gets powered up and has a random chance to become even stronger. While the normal version deals 2250 damage in total, with Zoro active it deals 2475 damage and has a critical rate increase of 30% for the current attack skill. When the random power up hits, well, then the enemy gets hit with 2500 damage and a 50% chance for a critical rate increase for this attack. The random power up isn't that big, but it's probably still cool to see it happen. I also think if it would be too much of a difference, it probably would be more hurtful than do good. Mona's second skill deals 2400 damage without Zoro and with his persona summoned, he'll deal 3000 damage. This is pretty straightforward. Here's the reason why you want Mona in your Halidom. His co-ability increases wind damage by 20%. You see, Peony, who has the same effect but with light damage, is basically on every light team backline. So Mona will give every wind unit you have a huge boost just by being on the backline of your team. Legend Ciela will come someday and having Mona will make things way smoother for you. His co-chain ability is the same as Joker's, just with water damage. A combo count of 10 or higher gives you a 10% damage reduction. Another reason why Mona is really good. When Zoro is active, he will attack and restore HP to all teammates. We don't know how much, but it's pretty crazy to just have Mona be able to heal everyone by just summoning his persona. But that's not all. His ability gives Mona the Beast Eye effect when using his Force Strike. This increases the Persona gauge fill rate by 20% while active and it lasts for 30 seconds. Mona's normal attacks and force strikes also fill the persona gauge. Interestingly enough, this wasn't the case for Joker, so this means Mona could have Zoro out probably pretty quickly and pretty often. Mona is a freeze resistant unit and has another really good ability which increases crit damage by 20%. Like I already said, Mona is a must-have from these banners, probably the best persona unit we're getting. He has pretty strong skill mods, he heals the entire team, has high crit potential, and his co-ability is absolutely amazing. If you are a new player, I think you should even reroll until you get Mona. I really hope I can pick him up with my summons. I might even go ahead and spark if needed. I definitely need him in my Halidom. Now, before we talk about Panther, I need to mention that she will not be on the first banner. There will be a second banner which will also have Joker and Mona on it, but their appearance rate won't be higher there. Arsène though will be on rate up on both banners. You will not be able to use worm sigils for Joker and Mona on the second banner either. Now let's take a look at Panther, and I mean her skills. Take your eyes off that cleavage, dude. An is a fire lance unit, which doesn't actually use a lance, but a whip. Her first skill is called Wildfire, and it grants An the fire boost and snipe effect while dealing damage to the enemies I had, and of course filling the persona gauge. When her persona Carmen is active, the attack just deals damage and inflicts higher numbers on enemies inflicted by Scorch Rend. Let's talk about the skill numbers. Her Wildfire attack deals one hit of 855 damage, which doesn't sound too strong at first. The Snipe and Fire Boost buff are pretty good though. Snipe increases her strength by 10% and Fire Boost increases flame attuned damage by 10%. Both in total give her quite a lot of strength, and considering it's her first skill, it would be weird if she wouldn't be able to have this on all the time. The buffs do not stack though. When Carmen is active, you don't get the buffs, but the skill hits with almost 1500% damage and inflicts 135% more damage on Scorch Rend enemies. Her second skill is also her shareable skill, which might be a good Scorch Rend enabler, since it not only deals damage, but it also inflicts Scorch Rend. We don't know the chances of inflicting it though, so beware. Normally, she hits 6 times and deals 1683 damage in total. When Carmen is active, this attack also lowers the enemy's strength by 20% for 30 seconds and dispels a buff. When you dispel a buff, it also reduces the enemy's flame resistance by 5% for 30 seconds. Both reductions will not stack. This is pretty nice to not only make the enemy deal less damage, but also enables more damage for the whole team to deal on the enemy. An's co-ability increases the chance of inflicting Scorch Rend and also the duration of it. The chain co-ability helps Mim a lot because it extends the shapeshift time by 20%. That is pretty nice. She obviously also has the ability that gives her the persona gauge. Her ability increases her defense by 6% and gives her a unique force strike. That's it. Kinda meh comparing it to Mona's first ability. Panther is a sleep resistant unit and has an ability that adds 10% damage when she inflicts Scorch Rend on the enemy. This buff can actually stack up to 3 times and will not activate for 5 seconds after it activated. So at first look, Panther might not look too strong, but her mods are lower than the others because her whole kit is about increasing her own strength and lowers the enemy's defense. When played right, I think she might be a pretty strong unit and help support the team's overall damage with her second skill. In comparison to Mona, she does kinda seem a bit weak though. Cygames is kinda baiting us here with the waifu, I think. But since she might never come back, it's still a good idea to summon on her banner and try to get her. You never know when a weird new meta threat might come up that needs her on the team. So this has gone for quite long now, so let's quickly take a look at Arsène, the Shadow Dragon, which snaps Shinobi's strong neck in half. His attack deals 2540% damage in one hit. His abilities are pretty amazing, giving his user an attack skill damage increase of 90% and an additional 90% attack skill damage increase on his second ability. Keep in mind though, this doesn't mean a straight up 180% skill damage increase, since the internal math is a bit weird. So Cat still has value on some characters with its 180% skill damage increase, but Shinobi? Dead. Super dead. Belina wants to have Arsène on her from now on. Very important note though, Arsène will not appear in the Dragon's Roost in the Halidom and will just be at max bond right away. His Dragon story will also be available immediately after summoning. You will still get the usual thank you Dragon rewards by reading his story. So my overall thoughts on this banner should be clear by now. You have to summon for these units as they might never come back. Mona is probably the best unit to pick up from the Persona Collab simply because of his co-ability. I'm super hyped for this whole collab, and I hope your free summons will treat you well. I surely hope mine will. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe for more Dragalia Lost content. Tell me in the comments below what your thoughts on these units are and join us in the Discord, the link is in the description below. Also, a quick side note for these who have sticked up until this point of the video, I started a Twitch channel where I will occasionally stream. Not only Dragalia Lost, but basically just whatever I feel like. Final Fantasy, Genshin, I kinda wanna stream Sekiro very soon, so if you wanna see that, if you wanna hang out and watch me goof on the stream, head to twitch.tv/gaming_Quitte. The link is also in the description below. So I will see you there or in the next video. Bye!